Hello and welcome. While the pandemic continues to challenge us, it has also shown how resilient, adaptable, and compassionate we can be. As part of its One Way, One World initiative, Guardian Group has joined with World Happiness Awards, a special project of the World Happiness Fest. Supported by more than 300 institutions and thought leaders all over the world, we are working to bring hope, tools, and support to the largest possible number of people everywhere to simply help to make life easier. Now, here in the Caribbean, we have many examples and ways in which people have responded and adapted to these challenges. And today, we have one of those courageous individuals with us. Let's welcome Sunny Bling. How are you?
I'm quite all right. Thanks for having me.
Now, we live in challenging times on several levels, causing us to adapt in so many ways. I want you to share with us how the pandemic has impacted you both personally and professionally.
Well, on the professional level, I describe it as if an accountant loses his job in the middle of the pandemic, he may be able to apply immediately somewhere else and try. Yeah. Hopefully he might get a job, maybe 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Mm-hmm. But for us on the entertainment level, it is an entire sector that would have disappeared.
Correct.
So it has affected me in a big way. It has affected me in a big way.
No. It must have been an act of courage, however, to try something new, correct? So how did you create this innovation where you were able to confidently shift into doing things that would actually work?
Nothing happens by guess, if you ask me. I operate on a platform of organized chaos. Mm-hmm. So I tend to have a fair idea where I want to go in life. Mm-hmm. It's just really the map to get there is kind of scribbled. So I actually wrote down a long time ago, because people always tell you these little motivational talks and whatnot, because I listen to quite a few of them. Mm-hmm. And they will tell you sometimes to write down information in terms of where you want to go, where you see yourself in a few years, put that down on paper. You may not know exactly how to get there, but at least write it down, put it into the atmosphere. So I wrote down a long time ago as a former TTHTI or Trinidad and Tobago hospitality student, culinary student, I wrote down my kitchen a few years ago, as in 2-3 years ago. And in the midst of this pandemic, sitting down home, just wondering what to do again to be creative and not be like everybody else, because our live show online was popping up every single day. Yes. Everybody had a brand new live to do, DJs, artists, performers, everybody. So I didn't want to go down the road as everybody else. And I was thinking, all right, we're in the middle of this pandemic, and what is thriving the most would be essential workers and essential business. So I started thinking, what form of essential business can I start? And then I checked out my documents, and I knew, boy, you want to do this kitchen. In reality, people have to eat no matter what. You may not have to buy clothes. You can keep the clothes in your wardrobe. You have nowhere to go. You don't necessarily need to, have an entertainment money because you're at home. You have to watch TV. You have nowhere to go. But you have to eat. Yes. No matter what, you have to eat. Your favorite place might be closed, but you still have to eat. So the thought was, boy, get this establishment up and running. It started at 1 day for the week, and the idea was just to have something started.
Now, what were some of the trials and errors, if any at all, that you encountered during that decision-making process?
My challenge was waking up every day, realizing that yes, the sector has disappeared. No, it doesn't seem to be coming back for a while. And am I really going to invest out of what I do have put aside into something new, not 100% as if it's going to be profitable? So the fear of the average Joe. So I'm now thinking, one, we don't have any excess money coming in, and two, we're thinking about taking a little bit of money to invest into something, all the while in the middle of a pandemic. So it was quite scary. I could have opened the establishment months earlier, but the fear made me sort of drag it on, Not restrict me, it was procrastination.
Right.
So because of the fear, I just procrastinated along the lines, like, nah, I don't need to do something this week. I'm actually helping somebody with a different business. I actually got into someone else's company doing marketing work as well. So I started, assisting them in their marketing. That I was like, because of doing this, I'll hold off on opening the business for a little while. But in reality, it's frightened.
Now, how did you see things in a post-pandemic world, a post-COVID world, when this is all over? How do you see things?
I see this post-pandemic world to be the world that we want it to be, Meaning, I think the world that we knew has ended. So we have been growing up hearing that the world is going to come to an end at some point, right? Yes. And this is not me being spiritual or anything along that lines really, but at the same time, the world has ended, in some form or fashion for what we knew it to be. That has ended because that is not going to come back. And in a lot of things in life, they tell you before you go from one place to the next, you need to let go of something to get something else, right? And a lot of people want to go into this new world, but I can't wait for this COVID to come and go. But in reality, we haven't let go of this pre-world yet. You know, we're hoping that when COVID done, we go back to exactly what we were before, and that is not going to happen.
Because it's like a rebirth at
Correct.
the moment.
So for me, the post-COVID would be what we want it to be.
Not everyone will feel that they can attempt, let's say, your story. Not everyone will feel that they can attempt what you have done. They may think in these uncertain times, it may seem easy to you because you're naturally gifted and skilled in that regard. But someone who lacks the confidence to attempt to go into the direction of their passion, what sort of advice you'll share with them?
Attempt as many things as you can. Try something, try and fail, that's all right. We're still in the middle of a pandemic, the world is still not back to where it even supposed to be by a little bit. So try things, put pen to paper and then think of what you would do. I put it as, remember when there was a point in everybody's life when you told yourself, boy, if I only had $1,500, I could invest in something. You know what I mean? I would do this or do that. So for me, like with the food business, the thought was if I only had $1,500, I could buy a case of chicken, I could buy some rice, and I could throw a barbecue like long time. Barbecue was the thing, right?
Yeah.
So to me, cooking every Sunday is like throwing a barbecue every Sunday. It might cost me a little more than $1,500. But the point is, every Sunday I'm trying this thing at a small budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whatever your thought might be, think about it as grand as possible. Do not dumb it down. Do not be afraid because of where we are. Think of it as big as humanly possible. But configure it in a way that we could work in the middle of a pandemic. So for now, I'll cook for you on a Sunday. But in reality, I intend to open locations nationwide. You could imagine if I open a nice Caribbean restaurant in London or in New York right now.
Yes.
So this is my point. So this is just the beginning, you know what I mean? So do it small for now, but don't be afraid. You have to start. Just start. You have to start.
You have to start. Chef Bling Ramsay, I want to thank you so much for sharing and imparting your story and your knowledge with us today. We invite you to nominate anyone or any organization in the Caribbean for the Global Happiness Awards in the category of COVID-19 support. To nominate, please go to www.worldhappiness.foundation/awards. And to vote, please visit happinessawards.submittable.com/gallery and click on the COVID-19 category. One way, one world, Guardian Group. Live easy.